All right. Do you everyone have their drink?
Yes.
Why are we doing this?
Because this is what we do.
Okay, so I'm Big Mac.
Yes.
Big Mac. You don't have to do a voice or an accent. You just have to try to get through it. It's only about 1,000 words. Can you do it?
Okay. Oh, I can do anything for you.
Oh!
Adorable and terrifying. Don't tempt me. Anyway.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Shitfaced, Shitfics, everybody. We're here again reading really shitty fics while shit-faced. So what we're going to do today is we're going to read a story titled Vaginal Mustard. I can sense your excitement. We're going to have our usual people here today. We have Enigma, Flam, Flutter Priest, but we also have somebody named Crystal, who's kind of a good writer and is kind of well known. And she's going to read smutty, gross, awful porn with me. So I'm going to read the part of Applejack. And Crystal, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna be Big Mac, and I'm gonna give you my Big Mac.
Oh!
Flam will be narrating for us today. Next time we do a shit-face, shit-fix, I guarantee that the others will be more in on the act. If there's another random character that speaks, I hope one of you guys will take over and jump in.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, Priest, would you like to read the description of the story and the chapter title before we begin?
Yes.
Okay.
This is Vaginal Mustard by SomethingEmoAndEdgy. It is tagged for sex, drama, random, Applejack, and Big Macintosh. The description is when the first annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival is just about ready to go, Big Mac realizes that they don't have any mustard. With Applejack's help, he's on the case. This is the chapter, Splooge Gurgle Fecal Feast.
That whimper.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's go!
God.
Christ.
The scene was set. The first annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival was ready for action. Big Mac's watchful eye took in the proceedings. Apple Bloom and her little friends had just finished setting up the stage, their crude banner hanging high above it. Rarity and Fluttershy had gotten their flower garden set up in almost no time, while Twilight and Pinky were just about done setting up the bar. Meanwhile, Applejack was...
Whoa, what in tarnation? Where in the heck is Applejack?
Big...
I love it!
I'm ready.
Big Mac screamed out. It was loud enough for the just now arriving attendees to hear, but he didn't care. This was urgent. Without another word, he galloped off towards the Apple home, intent on finding out just what his sister thought was more important than the first annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival.
Oh, drink.
Before long, Big Mac barged into Applejack's room, her door slamming against the wall with hard enough to leave a small indentation.
Applejack, what do you think you're?
It all finally became apparent. Applejack was...
Big Mac, don't you know how to knock?
The larger pony blushed heavily, not having expected to see his sister's private parts on display like that.
I'm sorry, Applejack. It's just that you and Rainbow Dash were supposed to be making carrot dogs. You knew that today was the first annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival. And you also knew that carrots go on buns, not inside your private parts.
Amazing. Brilliant.
Okay.
A look of anger came across Applejack's face.
First annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival was today.
Yes, today is the first annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival, as if we could say it any more times.
Big Mac replied.
And I would prefer that everything goes well. That way we can have a second annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival again.
All right, Big Mac.
Applejack agreed.
Rainbow Dash working on the carrot dogs. What do you need me to do?
All we need is some mustard, Applejack. Everyone knows that we need ketchup, relish, and mustard. And we don't have any mustard. You are supposed to go to the store and pick some up.
Big Mac chastised his sister.
It's closed on Sundays, so there's no way we'll be able to get any mustard today. Is there anything else we can use?
Big Mac put a hoof to his chin in thought.
Well, I'm not sure, but we have to think of something to save the first annual Apple Festival. Without mustard, the event just ain't gonna feel right.
Applejack reflected for a brief moment, then shot her hoof up into the air.
Son had me an idea.
What's the idea?
I thought of the perfect substitute for mustard.
Consarn it, Applejack. Ain't nothing gonna be as good as mustard on a carrot dog.
Applejack grinned, throwing her covers off. Her wet, glistening pussy was exposed to Big Mac. Her older brother blushed heavily, yet found it impossible to look away. Her mare parts were almost as appealing as the idea of hosting the first annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival.
Christ.
Mustard yesterday, didn't you?
Yes?
Big Mac raised an eyebrow.
What's that got to do with me singing your, well, you know?
Can I just point out you sound a little bit like Goofy, and I love that. Gosh, what's that got to do with singing your, well, you know?
It wasn't intentional, but now I can't unhear
No,
it.
it's great. It's great. Keep it, please. It's great. Okay. Applejack smiled.
Contribute some of your mustard to my marehood, then we can supply every pony with a tasty carrot dog.
Finally, it hit Big Mac, and he grinned.
You know what? You're right.
Goddamn hillbilly logic.
Before Applejack could reply, Big Mac was standing over her, his crusty anus planted right on top of her wet pussy. Just seeing his hairy ass covered in the unkempt fecal matter that meant he hadn't bathed in weeks turned his sister on beyond belief.
Oh gosh, Big Mac, fill me up with your manhood.
Oh, God.
I'm trying, unfortunately.
He screamed back, the vein on his forehead growing in size as he tried the hardest
Stop that right fucking
to
now!
push the colossal turd through his small intestine.
Stop! You do not get to make that sound effect while we do this. No!
Who said? Wait, who did? Who did what? What did you do, Breeze?
I slapped my arm.
As it finally began to peek out through his rectal hole, he shouted.
Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival.
Within seconds, his splooge gurgle fecal feast sprayed down onto his sister's exposed marehood, making her Google plurge urine splogasm.
What?
Go on, shut up, go on.
Hold on.
Fucking need go on.
Oh yes, fill me with your shit, Big Mac. The same shit that Rainbow Dash spews when she brags.
Fuck, I love it when you talk dirty.
Yuck. Big Mac cried out, more shit coming out by the second.
I hope the first annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival goes terribly and everyone hates it.
Applejack cried out, coming from the sheer force of his shit slamming against her clitoral region.
Is that dirty enough for you?
That's too dirty.
Big Ma yelled back, finishing up his shit. As he did, he repositioned himself to smack Applejack on the ass.
Never talk bad about the first annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival.
Without warning, the eldest Apple sibling shoved his cock into Applejack's feces-filled fuckhole. It was just disgusting enough to turn on Big Mac. Enough to make him fill up his sister's pussy with his cum. At the same time, the embarrassment caused Applejack to piss herself. It was the perfect mix of liquids, and Big Mac knew everyone would simply adore it.
God, please don't.
Insert page break here. Many ponies in line were growing impatient, but judging from the reactions of everyone that had already gotten their carrot dog, it was all going to be worth it. Many ahs came from the ponies around. Big Mac held his sister above the newest carrot dog. With a slight squeeze, his sister's mix of warm cum, thick, crusty Big Mac feces, and slick urine fell down onto Photo Finish's carrot dog. The pony took a bite and grinned happily. Random character, go.
Go.
Tasty! I consider the first annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival a success, filled with the magics.
Oh god.
Everyone cheered at the worst pony to ever exist's approval. There would definitely be a second annual Apple. Wait, is that a quote? Oh, a second annual Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival next year. End quote.
So he's just holding her over a carrot and
Yes,
just
yes,
Okay.
that's exactly what's happening. We don't
Okay.
need to acknowledge it any further.
We all need to drink. Drink.
Oh,
Drink.
I'm almost out, honestly.
Okay.
I take offense. Photo Finish is my favorite. I like Photo Finish.
And you know what's amazing? You can tell this was entirely done just to shitpost because the actual physical writing was fine. Was just fine, actually.
But can we? Okay, we can acknowledge that this happened. Crystal, this is something you and I did together. We share this pain for eternity. This has brought us closer together, but I think we need to never read something like that again.
Are you saying you don't like me anymore?
Oh my
So-
god.
Read nothing like this again, we say, as we're about to read the sequel.
So Crystal Wishes, when are
Oh
you
my
including in Crystal Wishes the Apple Family Bar and Grill Festival?
Never. Oh, this hurts.
This has been. Excuse me, I feel a little weird.
Oh,
This is
literally a shit fic.
faced Shitfaced this time. So, thing we did. I hope you're all ashamed. I hope you're all horribly, horribly ashamed. And we'll see you again next time.
Stay tuned.
Shitfaced.
Cut.
Guys, how are you doing, Crystal? How are you doing?
I'm okay.